Video 2 right now, guys. It was meant to be video 2 yet. The camera cut off on its own there on me. Now, I'm not going to do what I normally do, guys, because when that happens to me, I want to just take the phone and take the camera and just throw it on the floor and just stomp the living daylights out of it. It's not super hot here right now, guys. I checked everything on that thing before I started recording, so on that to make sure that wouldn't happen. And I can't even make good recordings, guys. I can't even make good sensible recordings. I don't even have the money to get myself proper recording equipment to do this stuff right. I gotta be using a bummed up GoPro camera that I'm starting to think that it's not even possible, guys, for me to make a proper, sensible, professional video that I can kind of just get into and just kind of concentrate and let my thoughts flow and let me express myself sensibly and well without this thing phoning it up at some point prior to recording. So now the only thing that I can figure may be going on here, I just changed the settings on this thing here now. I had this voice operated as well, so I could turn the camera off with my voice. The only thing I can come up with, guys, is that I must hit a certain pitch in my voice or something when I'm talking, that it triggers the friggin' sensors or whatever in the camera itself and causes the thing to shut off on me when I'm talking and I hit that certain pitch or whatever. So I just disabled that. Then I just turned that off, and we'll see what happens now with the second recording. I've got enough space on the chip there right now. I've got, I think well over, excuse me, I gotta check her now, guys. I've got, well, I can't check when I'm recording. I've got over like 40 odd minutes time on this. I think I got over half hour time on the chip, and I've got 50-60 odd percent power, so I should be good for these videos right now, guys. And turn it off, turn it on again before I started recording, and so that seems like it helps and all the rest of it sort of thing. I can reformat the chip every single time I make a video, guys. But of course, every time you reformat your chip, that seems to help. You lose whatever material you have on your chip in the reformatting. So if I haven't already saved it to my computer, then I don't like doing it. So it's just so much freaking nuisance stuff. Like when I start a video, guys, I just want to then slip into the flow of the video and just get on with the stuff that I make the video about without having to have these stops and starts all the times and these freaking interruptions here. Really flows up a train of thought majorly every time it happens. Just about every single time, guys. I've really got to struggle to get back to what I was saying before the thing shut off on me. So we'll see how far we get this time now, guys. That was like 7 minutes 20 odd seconds or whatever. I said I was going to go, I almost got my 8 minutes in, but I might have went 12 actually. Well, I may go 12 this time. And do another one 12 minutes afterwards, because I'm also losing time at getting this out of the way here now as well. So again, so it's still December the, now when I glance up like that, I'm just checking the red light there to see if it's flashing on me there, guys. It's still December the 4th. At 9:52 there now. So losing my night here while I lost all my day. 9:52 2024. So that's Wednesday, December the 4th, 9:52 2024. So just jump right back into now what I was saying. So in case you're wondering what I'm up to here before I jump into that there now, guys. So as I say now, none of this is easy. None of this is close to being easy. What I'm been struggling with over the past almost 2 years now since I've moved down here. And last year this time, guys, I was starting to haul myself out of the slump from last summer and what I went through last year and all the rest of it. Because, well, for one thing, it was before the sale of the building here, because I didn't find out about that until last February. So it was before the sale of the building. And the fellow had that I'm sharing the floor with, that's got this unit here, he had already headed off to BC to spend the winter with his family, with family that he has out in BC, British Columbia, Canada, for those who don't know that. So I had several weeks to myself, and that was really, really good. Up to that point, I was feeling like the vibe and the enjoyment of just having the floor to myself and just doing what I'm doing here right now, for example, just to point this out sort of thing. So I'm out here right now in the shared kitchen. Okay, this area is the shared part of the floor. This whole space here, I have to share with the guy that's got that unit on the back of the building here. And of course, I've got my unit here on the front. And so, as I have mentioned in other videos, I think I've mentioned in other videos, I don't want to say too much stuff about him because people might not appreciate that. I'm not giving any names or anything, so like you don't know what I'm talking about, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. But anyway, he has been here now for over 20 years, 20 plus years. And he's a man in his mid-70s as far as I know. So he's a few years older than myself, about a decade and a half older than myself. And his situation is good here, very good, it would appear. Like he's in here really solid. I mean, until the sale goes through, and then his situation is up for grabs, as much as any of the rest of us sort of thing. But until that happens, he's in pretty damn good here sort of thing, So when I moved in here year before last, guys, winter before last, I moved into a situation that was already quite well established, and I didn't really want to say much to muck around with a situation that was already quite well established there and create waves and create problems that would just moving at a nightmare scenario from my last place on Larco. Check out all my old videos from Larco, guys. Losing half my possessions, about $2,000 worth of stuff that I had accumulated over 8 years that I was on Larco. Stuff that I'll never get back again, stuff that I might never be able to swing to be able to afford to replace it again. God knows unless things change drastically from the way they are now. And being forced out of the place in the middle of winter with the very, very distinct prospects of losing everything and ending up homeless then. Getting this place through what I consider still to this day close to a sheer miracle. And I said, it's like, I'm not going to make any stink here. I am in no position to make any stink here or say anything about anything, so I'm not going to make waves. So I'm just going to leave everything alone as is, get in there, get myself settled away, create a little bit of stability for myself, and just let things flow as already were flowing, before I moved in, sort of thing. And so that is what I've been trying to do now for the past almost 2 years since I've been here now, guys. That the fellow that's got that place on the back, he's pretty well got the kitchen taken over most of the time. And he does his thing, he's got his routine, and a lot of it's not stuff that I'm overly crazy about the way he does stuff and how he keeps the space and all the rest of it. But I gotta leave it alone. I can't say anything about it because the people that own the place, the owner that own the place doesn't want me talking about it too much, and I just get the reaction is more that I'm just being overly fussy and all the rest of it sort of thing. And as I said in the previous video, that's got quite a few views, guys, thanks for that one. I just try to keep the place to a standard I would have it if I owned the place myself, that anybody would keep their own home sort of thing, So anyway, the long and short of that there, guys, is that when he goes away for the winter, He's not doing it for my benefit. I'm darn well sure. It's just for him to get a break from the place, a break from St. John's here in the winter time, spend time with his family and all the rest of it, But I benefit to the extent that I then have some freedom in this place. So I've got the freedom then to have this for a few months out of the year. I've got the freedom to have the kitchen more or less the way I want to have the kitchen. I can come out here, I can use the stove, I can do things, I can do this. I can decorate the kitchen, guys. Whereas if he was here right now, I wouldn't be doing any of this at all. I wouldn't feel free to do so. I wouldn't feel comfortable to do so. So I feel as though, put myself in my own little bubble here now, I feel as though that when I do this sort of stuff, like when I have the place, this part of the floor to myself, I can kind of put myself in a bubble and feel as though I've got a little bit of an apartment space to myself, and so I know that's not the situation. I know it's a pure dream situation, but I'm able to put myself in that situation where I can just try to create happy scenarios for myself and happy moments and all the rest of it sort of thing. So last year I had hauled myself out of the slump from the previous summer and fall and all the rest of it to be feeling fairly good. Right up until February when I think I may go 14 minutes on this, guys, after all. Right up until the point in February, the first week of February there last year, I got the word from the owner that she was going to put the place up for sale, and then that threw everything right through the friggin' through the window, through the roof, whatever, all over again, and created this insane, mind-blowing, nightmare scenario that has continued on now for the past 2 years. So I gotten the word of the sale right as we were starting to get the worst of our winter weather as well, because then you've gone past January, you're going into February. This is when we start getting some of the worst of our winter weather here, sort of thing. So trying to deal with that, guys, trying to mentally, emotionally deal with trudging through another friggin' winter when you're poor, and then getting the word from the owner that the place was being put up for sale, and then we had to get ready for all of that. It just sent me into such an insane tailspin, guys. I didn't make it known to the owner, but I made it known to her eventually, several months afterwards. But I mean, it just, I was right back basically in my heart and in my mind and my emotions and in my fear and my anxiety and all the rest of it. I was right back once again to where I was to the previous year from the previous place when I got my eviction and everything there right in the middle of winter, and I was in panic mode to try to get myself straightened up there, get everything all packed up and get rid of what I had to get rid of or whatever, and find another place sort of thing in the middle of winter. So I was right back in that mode again. So, oh my good God, it's like I wanted to have a year to 2 years of relative calm, relative stability, so I could figure out a game plan for myself for my next move. And just as quick as that, guys, the first year here was difficult. It was troublesome. I had to struggle with that main door there, guys, for the first several months that I was here, because the guy this fellow that's got the back here wasn't being responsible with the door and all the rest of it, keeping it closed, keeping it locked. So and you can plainly see how close that door is to my door going into my room. And so this door opens up this way, guys, and my door opens up that way, goes in. So you got like just one quick foul easy swoop into my place if you want to get in and break in and rob the place or whatever, So I was new to the downtown area, like new living down here, sorting out after not living down there for quite a few years, decades, I suppose, but it's been well over 20 odd years, pushing 30 odd years since I've actually lived in the downtown core, or close to the downtown core. So there's a lot of changes since then, guys, and so I mean, I was trying to adjust to all that, and nobody's been sensitive to how this was increasing my worries and my anxieties and all the rest of it. So I had that I was contending with. I was trying to get the room situated, make it livable and all the rest of it sort of thing. I had my bike out here. I had to move that down into the basement before I was ready to move it anywhere, because I was going to put it in the room anywhere. So I had, the first almost half a year that I was here, it was just one difficult situation after another after I moved in to try to settle in here. So I tried to enjoy that summer as best I could, and then we got into the fall, and then I was informed he was heading away for the winter. So that's great. I had to place myself, blah blah blah. So again, I didn't come out of that slump feeling until it was almost a month into having the space to myself, that I could start feeling that way, start feeling comfortable, and start clearing my head, and start kind of like thinking about the future and all the rest of it sort of thing, And then like barely a month into that, a month and a half into that, then getting the word in the place is going to put up for sale. And it's all because the owner got sick and all the rest of it. So I'm not judging or condemning any of that part of it. I understand all that part of it sort of thing, But it didn't do a single solitary thing to help my situation out, and it hasn't, since then sort of thing, So, and that's the situation, guys. And I think I'm going to cut this one off here now. It's never good at keeping to my time frames there, guys, because there's so much I want to say. See, there's so much I want to say in these videos, and when the video camera acts up, then that screws things up, and then I got to rush stuff up. How do you explain the events of your life and everything that's going on in your life in quick, short snippets, guys? I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to get all the stuff out fast enough and all the rest of it, to express it the way I want to quickly enough, Anyway, so I'm going to cut this one off right now, do one more, and then that'll be it for these videos, and we'll just, maybe I'll make more later on a week or whatever, but anyway. So this one's, I cut this one off right now, guys. I'll start again in a moment or two. Everyone take care, God bless, and out for now. Bye-bye.